Hey, what's up YouTube? My name's Kevin, and I'll be your host for this complete beginner course on SolidWorks. This will be a series of step-by-step tutorials on CSWA level models. This course is also meant to help you learn a design intent methodology that will help you create smart 3D models that will make it easier for you to revise, increase your accuracy, and speed up your modeling during the examination. So, let's get right into the tutorial. What's up, YouTube? Are you guys ready for another incredible episode of CAD modeling? Trying to be a little bit more exciting in my videos, guys, so bear with me as I try to transition here a little bit. So now we're gonna go continue this part, and we're gonna start with the second part of this. So let me bring up the PDF, and in this video I'm gonna show you guys how to configure this part. And the configurations, what it does is that allows you to have multiple different parts, similar parts, but have different values to the dimensions or added features or removed features. For example, if you wanted like let's say a larger plate in one configuration, but you still wanted to keep this same valued configuration, then you could just change one of these, add it to a configuration, and be able to change it up. But let me show you guys how to do that as I'm trying to pull up this PDF still. So if you guys look at this image right here, it's a little different shape with a larger base plate right here. We're gonna have our A value changed to 120 and our B value as 50. So if we easily go to our equations up here, right click, manage equations, we still have that A and B value we created in the last video. So for this instance, we're just gonna change it to 120. Oops. 120 and 50. And you press OK, and you see the part change right before your eyes. So now you're asking yourself, okay, so now I have this change part. How do I go back? How do I switch between the two different designs? How can I keep both designs in the same part? So what we could do is that we could go over to this configuration manager. So what we're going to do is that we're going to head over to configuration manager. Now this is where we can set our different configurations. When you create a new part, it'll always be set to default unless you change your template, but it'll always be set to default. And what we're going to do here is that we're going to change this configuration. We're going to change this and we're going to rename it. We're going to right click and we're going to rename this. Hold on. Brain dead. Okay. We're going to double click it. And then we're going to name it as T1.1.1. Now, all this is saying is that if we scroll back in our page, oops. Now, if we scroll back in our page, you're going to see that we have a T1.1.1. So we're going to have this as a configuration with our values A equals 100 and B equals 40. So we're going to go over here and we're going to head over here and we're going to go back to our equations and change our equations back to what they originally are. And now you're like, Kevin, what the heck? I just did this. But this time differently is that we're going to add a configuration. So right here it says add configuration. So what you do is right click, add configuration. And now we're going to add in T1.1, oops, T1.1.2. Which correlates to the same naming in our second part, .1.1.2, or excuse me, T1.1.2. So we're gonna press OK, and nothing's changed, of course, because we haven't changed our values yet. So let's head over to our feature manager. We're gonna right click our manage equations again. And what we're going to do this time is that you're going to click in the Excel sheet, and we're not going to type in our numbers yet. We're going to see this right here. It says all configurations. We're going to set this to this configuration. This is the configuration. You can make sure you're in the correct configuration by looking at the top left of here. It says T1.1.2. That's our second configuration. So it looks all good. So let's go ahead and change our value to 120. And then we're going to get to our second cell here. Make sure we click this configuration and type in 50. And then press OK. So now our part is now changed. It looks a little bigger. To make sure our value is correct, our 120s are here. And our 50s are here. So it all looks good and dandy. Hopefully it is. And let's check it out. Just making sure it's 120 and 50. Yeah, that's right. So now we can see the magic configurations. Now if we go back to our configuration manager, we could click between a T1.1.2 T1.1.1, double click it, and you'll see that it instantly changed. This is our past values. Now we have two configurations in the same part file, and this way it gives you the power to easily create multiple designs in the same part for speed, so you can show your team different configurations of the same part and you can choose on it which one is more preferable. Or if you have a similar part but it's a little bit different in your assembly, you can have still the same part be both parts at the same exact time in assembly, and you just all you have to do is transition between configurations. We'll go through that a little bit more detail later on once we cover assemblies. So to make sure our values are all good, we're going to go to evaluate, mass properties. Let me drag it over here. And you see right now that it says, oh yeah, it's still correct. So you see right now it says, just hit recalculate, make sure our density is correct. Looks all good. And then it's about 1581 grams. So that looks about good. So check your answer. And if you didn't get it right, go back in the video and check your work and make sure all the dimensions are correct. That way you can make sure you get a nice solid part for your first part. So that'll be it for this video, pretty short, but for the next video we're gonna be starting up a brand new part, adding a configuration in it, and then about doing the same thing we did here, but we're gonna learn a couple more sketch tools up here, and then so that'll be it for this video. And for the next video, we're going to do something very similar to this part, where we take a drawing, and then we're going to look at the values, add the values to the equations, make the sketch, make the features, cut away what we need, and then have a new part. And we're going to do this repetitively for a couple of parts, just different geometry parts. If you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. If you have any questions, please comment below, and I will answer as a reply comment or as a short video between the courses to help out any others who probably have the same question as you. Feedback and video suggestions are appreciated and helps me to improve the design of the content for you all to better enjoy and learn. Thank you for watching, and all of you have my greatest respects for pursuing to learn new great things.